Hello, my name is Ethan Barter, and I'm going to be giving you a presentation on artificial intelligence today. Some of the things that we're going to go over today are understanding the basics of AI, learning about the common AI tools that you can use in your everyday life, exploring some ethical and accuracy concerns, seeing a couple of real world examples, and there's going to be a short quiz at the end. What is AI? AI is a computer system simulating human intelligence. Some key components to AI are data and algorithms that learn. Some everyday examples would be uh, Siri, your phone chatbot, or spam filters, or many other things you use in your everyday life. 40% of US employees report using AI at work in 2025. I have a short video to help explain what AI is a little better.
Current hotness is deep learning and recursive neural networks, and that's where the linear algebra really increases and explainability in a brief video really decreases. But if I had to kind of explain how they work in a footnote just for the record, it's like this. No infinite warehouse, just one student. TeacherBot has the same test, but this time BuilderBot is dial adjustment bot, where each dial is how sensitive one connection in the student bot's head is. There's a lot of connections in its head, so a lot of dials. A lot. TeacherBot shows StudentBot a photo, and Dial AdjustmentBot adjusts that dial stronger or weaker to get StudentBot closer to the answer. It's a bit like adjusting the dial on a radio. Is that still a thing? Do cars have radios still? I don't know. Anyway, you might not know the exact frequency of the station, but you can tell if you're getting closer or further away. It's like that, but with 100,000 dials and a lot of math. And that's just for one test question. When TeacherBot introduces the next photo, Dial AdjustmentBot needs to adjust all the dials so that StudentBot can answer both questions. As the test gets longer, this becomes an insane amount of math and fine-tuning for Dial AdjustmentBot. But when it's done, there's a student bot who can do a pretty good job at recognizing new photos, though still suffers from some of the problems mentioned in the main video. Anyway, that's the most baby's first introduction to neural networks you will ever hear. If it sounds interesting to you and you like math and code, go dig into the details. Machines that learn are the future of everything. Maybe quite literally the future of everything.
So as you can see, it's very complicated, but you don't need to know any of that, just that's how the basics of that work. Understanding AI tools. Microsoft Copilot. Microsoft Copilot is a very useful tool. We're going to go through an example today where we use it to go through a spreadsheet and get out the results that we want. And it's wonderful for anything with anything in Microsoft. ChatGPT. ChatGPT is great for communication. So if you have anything like an email you're trying to send, or you're trying to respond to a bad Google review, we're going to go over a few of those there today. Uh, Power BI. Power BI is a more advanced tool, but it's definitely very useful. Use it with Excel and mountains of data. You can comb through it and get spreadsheet or tables and anything that you need. Power BI can help you with that. 78% of organizations use generative AI for at least one function. So it's becoming more and more popular every day. Benefits for managers. Automating routine tasks. So if you to do a report every day, you may be able to set up an AI to help you do that report. Or if you send out an email every day to your staff, maybe you can get AI to help you write that email. Even making a schedule. So that's stuff that AI is great at. Improving decision making. If you have a decision you need help making, you can just put it into AI, see, get some pros, get some cons, and it can help you make that decision. And it can free up some time. Like if you're not spending so much time writing these reports, you can do more time, spend more time doing whatever to help improve the business. Ethical and accuracy concerns. Um, Data privacy and inaccuracies are huge risks of using AI. Data privacy is very important. You don't want to be giving any of your personal information or any customer personal information into an AI. The way AI works is that they just retain all information, so that will be in databases for forever if you give an AI personal information. Um, it can be inaccurate. We're gonna do an example today where it's gonna show how inaccurate it can be, and on something very simple. Um, Manager's role, just to inform their staff to use it properly, but also how to use it. Like, show them if you find a cool thing that you can do with AI in your job, maybe show the sales team or show whoever can actually use that in their day to day and make them more efficient. So let's do a couple real world examples here. Um, we're gonna find a bad Google review on the Century Subaru website, and then we're gonna respond to it in the right tone. Because sometimes, like if you're trying to write a Google review or respond to a Google review, that could take 20 minutes at least, trying to get the right tone, say the right thing. But with AI, you can do that in a few minutes. Just all you need to do is, well, actually, we'll go through it here, and I'll skip. There we go. So let's get a Google review here. Let's get a bad one. Let's do this one. Copy and then here. So all we need to do is paste the bad Google review in here. We copied a little bit of other stuff, so let's just delete that. And then we're gonna say, help me draft uh response, hit enter, and then it's going to think for a second, and it's gonna provide an answer. And you can read that over and then say, oh, I want it to be more personable. So then you just say, that, and now it's going to write it again, a little more personal, and then you can take this and you need to read it over and make some changes. Because see here, it says service manager name. You need to put in their name, put in their email or phone, and do and make sure that all the information in here is correct and what you actually want to say. Okay, so next one here, I got a video of me summarizing an email. So we got a long email here with going back and forth. We were buying some signs for our cars. So lots of emails. There's a button up here that says summarize. There you go. Click on it. It's going to bring up Copilot and it's going to summarize the email for us. So it's going to read it, then give us a summary. Uh, say give us all the bullet points of what's happening in that email, and then we can draft a follow up. For like they said they're done, so now we can say draft a follow up for going to pick it up, read it over, make sure it's correct, copy and paste it in, and then send. So you can see that that can save you a lot of time than having to go back and read all the different emails. If something like that you're working on maybe 6 months ago, right? You're not going to remember everything, but you can do that, get a quick overview of everything, and then you can jump right back in. So now we're going to do another example of one where it's a very simple question, but the AI cannot handle the question. So question is there a seahorse emoji? And yes, there's a seahorse emoji. That's a fish emoji. And then, oh wait, this is the real one. It is trying, and then it's trying to explain its answer, but it can't because there's no seahorse emoji. Right? This is a unicorn, not a seahorse. So as you can see, it's a very simple thing, but it's saying yes, but it's not true. So it shows that like you can't always just trust the AI. You have to do your due diligence and look it over and make sure that everything in there is correct. I'm gonna have to cut it because it took over 2 minutes to explain, but there's no seahorse emoji. It tried to explain yes, no, no, like trying to pull anything it can because it tries to go off the internet and maybe on the internet it says there's a seahorse emoji. So it tried to back up what it said and it wasn't able to because there is no seahorse emoji. So as you can see, it's going and trying to back up something that is not true. So it gives you another reason to just double check, make sure the information is accurate that you are taking from AI. The next one we're going to do is we're going to like say we're running a sale. I need some ideas. So got this here. I run a Subaru dealership in St. John, New Brunswick. Can you help me with some sale ideas for a used car sale? Absolutely. And then it's going to give you some ideas, right? And it's going to go through them, give you a tagline, an offer, like information you could use. And then if you say, let's say we really like the fall clearance drive, sorry. So we can say, so I've gone through this. I've liked some of the ideas. Now I'd like to see what approximate budget would be. So I said, is offered to build me a budget? And I said, yeah, let's build me a budget. Let's get an approximate what it might cost to run an ad like this or a sale like this. Okay, so now it's asking me, what do I want to spend? How long do I want to have this sale for? What are the main goals? And what are my advertising channels? So I'd give it all that information, and then it would be able to give me a more detailed. So let's say we have a budget of 2,000. We want to have a 1 day sale. Um, we want to move aged inventory. That's important, right? So we want to move some aged inventory. We want to use all advertise advertising channels. Now it's going to build it off a $2,000 budget for a used car sale. That's 1 day trying to move age inventory at a car dealership in St. John, New Brunswick. It's going to give me some ideas. Facebook and Instagram ads, geo-targeted ads, Google search ads, radio, print, email, lot signs. So right, it gave me a general cost, so that it's not going to be accurate 100%, but then says we should have a barbecue. That's a good idea. Do some giveaways maybe, right? So it just gives you ideas and some approximate cost. It's not going to be exact, but it'll give you some ideas, right? All kinds. It says expected outcome, 6 to 10 vehicles sold. Is that accurate? Maybe, but it gives you an approximate idea of what you'd be looking at if you want to run a 1 day sale. And then the last one we're going to do is on Copilot here. So my grandfather is actually buying a new car. So we have at Subaru, we have a DVAR, which is just a list of all the cars that are coming in. So I'm going to put that into Copilot. It's an Excel file. And then I'm going to say, where is Raymond McIntyre's car? And it's going to go through that file. It's going to find that it's a 25 Forester Premier. It's got the VIN right there, the color, the interior, all the information about it. who sold the car, everything. And it says that it's in dealer stock. So it just arrived the other day. So he'll be picking it up soon. But so it went through that spreadsheet, went through this spreadsheet, pulled out the information that it needed, and said that the car is in dealer stock, which it is. Key takeaways: AI is a tool, not a replacement. As you've seen, there's lots of things that AI can help you with, but it can't do your job completely. Um, AI is great for automation, like trying to find out where somebody's car is. When we looked for my grandfather's car, all I needed to do was say, "Where is his car at?" And it gave me all the information about it and where it was. Um, Always check for accuracy. As you've seen with the CRS example, it's not always correct. The CRS example is a bit exaggerated, but it could very easily happen. I had an example where I had a list of names that were in the 50-50 draw, and I put that in, said, help me write an email for everybody saying they'll get this much from the 50-50 if we win. Um, and I had a name Todd, and it changed to Toad, and I didn't catch it. And then it went out, and Todd was a little upset about that, and as he should be. So you just got to make sure that everything is correct when you do use AI. Managers need to lead the way with responsible adoption. Make sure that your team is using AI, but also using it correctly, like not just copying and pasting emails, sending it out to customers. Make sure that they're actually reading what they're putting out to customers, but not just like copying and pasting. You could get a mistake like I had. Quick reference guide. Uh, AI can save you a lot of time when you're trying to draft ideas for a sale or analyze data, but it also can hurt you if you just copy and paste it without checking for accuracy if you're sending out an email. You don't want to send out an email that's inaccurate. You want to use it AI ethically and fair and transparently. You don't want to just be trying to have it do your entire job. You need it to be checking it over and using it as a tool, not as a crutch. 78% of organizations are using AI, so it's something that everybody's starting to use in their everyday life. So it's something that you need to learn about. Closing and next steps: explore AI tools in your role. So start playing around with ChatGPT, seeing what it can do to help you in your job using Copilot, and just say, play around with it for 20 minutes and see what you can automate in your day-to-day tasks. And share it with anybody that may be doing the same thing that you're doing. Um, if you share to your sales team a way to send out an email that's going to help them, they're going to be using that, saving time, and getting more sales. Um, Reach out. You, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. My email will be at the end of the presentation, but reach out to your staff as well. See what they need. If they have any ideas for AI, or if they maybe need a subscription to ChatGPT or whatever they might need, talk to your staff about AI, and maybe they have some good ideas about it. I just have a short quiz that'd be great if you could fill out. And thank you for listening to my presentation.